Okay, yes then the people, welcome back to another video. We're back in London today. We're going to audit, I think it's Tottenham police station. So we're on Tottenham High Road at the moment. This place has been pretty controversial in the past in terms of like police brutality and whatnot. If you think about what happened to Mark Duggan, who was unlawfully shot and killed, and obviously like the Broadwater Farm riots as well. So it's a pretty controversial place. I think this is it here. And yeah, this looks like it, yeah.
From the very start, the auditor calmly explains that he's filming in a public area, establishing the key legal principle. Filming from a public space is entirely lawful. The officer's questioning, though presented as curiosity, seems to contradict that basic rule. The concept is simple. If it's in public view, it's within public rights. Throughout the exchange, the auditor repeatedly asks whether he's being detained, a smart move to clarify his legal position. As the conversation continues, the tension builds, and the officers still haven't provided a clear or lawful answer.
That's a little shot of the building. This is Tottenham police station. Rest in peace. All right, I'm gonna pick this back up.
Well, that's why you were filming the police station.
Yeah, I'm just doing an audit of the police station.
Why?
People are interested in public photography and stuff like that.
All right, it's just because what you were filming is sensitive.
Okay.
Building.
I'm on a public
No,
footpath.
yes, correct, you are.
You didn't mind me filming you in the car?
No problem. You're in a public place.
Yeah.
But when you start pointing the camera towards the police building, like the entrances and exits.
Yeah. I can see it from Google Earth as well.
Also, under the Terrorism Act, it can be perceived that you are doing hostile reconnaissance.
I'm not doing hostile reconnaissance.
Okay, that's why I want to speak to you and clarify what your intention was.
Would someone that would be doing hostile reconnaissance do it in broad daylight? Like,
quite possibly. We don't know.
I don't think so,
I don't know that.
Don't talk nonsense, mate.
I'm not talking nonsense.
You're talking rubbish, mate. I'm not doing hostile reconnaissance. Don't use words like that.
I can use what I want.
No,
so
don't say that. Don't use words like that.
Okay.
You can't use words like that.
I can.
Hostile reconnaissance. You think this is hostile reconnaissance, yeah?
Can be. It can be.
What, in broad daylight?
Yeah, it can be.
All of this I can see here, I can see from Google Earth. If I was going to do hostile reconnaissance, I'd do it at night.
But then obviously when my colleagues are going into the building, why
I can film them, mate. I'm going to keep filming them.
I'm just asking you why.
Here, the officers imply that filming in public is somehow abnormal, but the law draws a clear line between unusual and unlawful. The auditor responds calmly and logically, reminding them that behaving differently isn't a crime. What stands out most is the officer's body language, closing in, surrounding, and subtly cornering him, all of which reflect poor engagement and a lack of professionalism. The key question now is whether they'll recognize the boundary and de-escalate, or push the situation even further.
I've told you I'm doing an audit of the police station.
Well, of Tottenham? Of all the police stations.
I don't have to answer questions. Are we done?
Yeah, just don't go past that. You see that building line there?
Why not?
That is private property. Is
it? Where does it say that?
It's denoted by the different colour of the line.
Is it?
See, this is, for council parking purposes, this is private property. And this is public property.
I don't know anything about that, to be fair, so I'm
Okay,
not going to argue about that.
you.
All right, fair enough. I can't argue something I don't know, but...
Okay, that's fine. So you can be here all day filming, but as soon as you point your camera at the back doors...
I can film anything I can see from public, mate.
That's fine.
I'm not trying to wind you up, I'm just telling you, like...
Yeah, but...
It is what it is, you know what I mean?
Also, in the current climate, people filming...
What current climate's that?
The threat level we're in.
Okay, what is the current climate? Please explain the current climate.
You should really see what's happened in the last couple of days in European countries.
Yeah, I see. We've got a problem with jihadi terrorists. Yeah? What, when was the last time we had a jihadi attack here?
London Bridge?
Yeah, November last year. And that guy was released from prison. He served half his sentence and he was released from prison. Now, unless you suspect me of being a jihadi terrorist, I suggest, then why are you using words like current climate and stuff then?
Because I was talking to you just to make
you said hostile reconnaissance, you said terrorist act, you said current climate. Come on, mate.
When people put
Come on,
cameras,
mate.
at police
That's
stations.
not cool, mate. That's not cool. Don't say stuff like that.
I can say what I want.
I understand that. It's
just like you
freedom
can.
of speech,
Exactly.
of course.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm not disputing that, but it's
Okay.
just a little bit insensitive to be using
But
words
when
like terrorists
people
and
put
stuff.
start pointing the cameras at police stations,
Yeah, but it's not a malicious intent, is it?
but me to speak to you, to engage with you, if you're saying, I just like filming police stations, all right, you may have a hobby of taking pictures of different police stations. That's
Okay.
fair enough. I've got no problem with that.
Yeah, why have you used those other like buzzwords?
Because I come over to you to speak to you, to engage with you, because you filming the police car, the police van stops up there, got no problem. You're not pointing at anything that's sensitive.
Well, what about the number plate? That might be sensitive.
No.
No?
Because
Alright.
Reason
The story's
being,
not adding up, mate. There's too
the
many
vehicle is not
inconsistencies, mate.
the vehicle number plate is not sensitive because you can't access the database to find out what that vehicle is. And if you do check that number plate, that just says it's a police van.
Alright, well, if you're happy that...
So, and this is a lovely big marked vehicle, so it's nothing secretive about it.
Alright.
But
The auditor politely asks the officers to identify themselves, but the plainclothes officers hesitate, creating an immediate imbalance. They expect full cooperation from him while offering none in return. The underlying principle is clear: accountability must go both ways. When officers withhold their identification, it undermines transparency and public trust. The auditor smartly uses calm, respectful dialogue to expose that double standard, turning politeness itself into a powerful tool for accountability.
I want to speak to people who start filming people, police staff going in and out of buildings.
Not interested in
I
any
don't
police
know
staff.
until I speak to you. Yeah?
When was a police station's never been targeted by a terrorist in this country?
Doesn't matter.
Since what, the
Does not
IRA,
matter.
1980s?
Does
Of
not
course it
matter.
matters,
No,
because
no,
we've got
just because it's never happened. doesn't mean it's never
extrapolate
gonna
based
happen.
on things that have happened. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Police officers have been attacked
Yeah.
outside of work, and we've had recent on this borough in North area,
Okay.
people filming police officers coming in and going out of their police buildings in Enfield.
Really?
Yes. All right.
Okay. And what has that resulted in?
We stopped, spoke to them, see what they were doing, and that was it.
Okay, well, this is probably the same case here.
But under the Terrorism Act, you filming sensitive things can be deemed as hostile reconnaissance.
No, it can't, mate. What section are you referring to? You said terrorist act. What section are you referring to?
It's not got an act, it's just filming police vehicles.
What do you mean it's not got an act? You said terrorist
The
act
Terrorism
2000.
Act.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what section are you referring to? There's different sections of the act,
There
isn't
is.
there?
So if I was to stop and search you under terrorism, that'd be section 43.
Okay, then.
But I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying
I
is,
hope you won't.
hostile filming, you could get arrested for.
You couldn't get arrested,
You
mate.
can actually,
You ain't got
yeah.
any ground. Well, then why didn't you do it then?
I'm not doing it because I gathered from what you've told me that you're
fair
not
play,
doing
mate.
something.
Fair play. You've used your judgment.
Exactly.
And
I've
you know that I'm
spoken
not
to
a
you,
threat. So fair play. But
But if I started filming your house,
you don't live here, mate.
and I'm just saying, if I filmed your house, you would come and speak to me about why you filmed my house.
Yeah, but you don't live here, so it's
No,
not.
but I
It's
work
not the
here.
same. You work here, sure. But if you're
Yeah.
from public, to be fair, I know the public
Just like
photography laws.
you go into any other building and you start filming everything, people come and speak to you, ask what you're doing.
Well, maybe this is the whole point of this, to
All right,
enlighten people about the
I work
public
at the
photography
airport.
laws. Okay.
all right. And as you can see, I work
Aviation police, yeah?
Exactly.
Alright, fair enough.
So you start filming at the airport. I always take it. Let's say, ask what you're doing, and you say
But an
I don't know
airport
how they-
isn't a public, is it?
it is actually. It's public
Is it?
and private. Yeah.
Okay,
Heathrow
well,
is out.
Another round of questioning begins, this time involving uniformed officers. The auditor once again repeats his explanation calmly. He's filming matters of public interest involving taxpayer-funded property and police activity. He applies the golden rule of audits. Repeat, don't retreat. By calmly restating his purpose, he maintains control and clarity, softening the tone even as the officers express suspicion. Yet despite their concerns, they still fail to present any clear legal basis for their caution, revealing the thin line between genuine security checks and unnecessary interference.
It's a bit of
my
a weird
understanding
one.
that Heathrow was a private place, but
It is private, but people have public access to it because it's a transport hub. But it's owned by a private company, therefore it's a private building to a degree.
I understand what you're saying, yeah.
But
Does that mean supermarkets are private public? Like,
they're
same analogy, you've got public access. You might as well crack on, to be honest, mate. I don't want to keep you. You might as well crack on.
I just want to make sure you're doing. That's what.
Would you mind identifying yourself?
That's my shoulder number.
So is that what you'd say to a judge? What if I can't read,
My
mate?
shoulder number. You can see that.
And what's your name?
SO 3338.
All right, and what's your name?
My warrant number is 231913. That's
Not
my
in-
definition.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
All right, buddy. Have a good day." With that line, the entire interaction shifts. The officer finally acknowledges that while the auditor's behavior may seem unusual, it is completely lawful. A crucial distinction that bridges the gap between suspicion and legality. The auditor seizes the moment to reinforce a core principle. Lawful conduct should never be treated as suspicious. This becomes a clear turning point as the tone begins to cool, and even though a trace of doubt remains, the officers ultimately concede that he is within his rights. The exchange ends on a polite note, underscoring a simple but powerful message. Filming in public is legal, even if it draws attention. The auditor's calm demeanor, steady persistence, and refusal to give unnecessary personal details all contributed to that outcome. In the end, while the officer's approach lacked initial clarity, they did the right thing by de-escalating, leaving viewers to wonder how far calm, polite persistence can go in shaping future encounters.